Well, good afternoon, everybody. How's things? It's a little bit busy over here in the Sanntangle HQ today, of course. I stopped over last night. That's a little bit of a story in Redditch, and got back here sort of mid-morning to start helping with all these calendars and things that were on the shows yesterday. So thank you everybody for watching, and really enjoyed it. And of course, you must have heard me mention that I was stopping over to do a little bit of a recording last night. Now, I know a lot of you have been asking about classes because of course you can't all get up to class, and of course I know you're not going to get the same experience doing like a download maybe, but we did sort of do some of that yesterday. So I have recorded a little project for them, and hopefully we're going to see it soon being available for download. So that's all to do with Hobby Maker. That's not going to be through me, so we'll see how that goes, shall we? Really excited because it's a lovely little project, so I'm sure you'll love that. But here we go for today. So let's have a look. Tile number. What have I put 2 for? What on earth am I thinking? It's 200. Oh, I don't want that pen. Goodness. You can tell, look, it's the day after, isn't it? It was quite an early morning yesterday and a late night, so 200. There you go. I'd started to write 294. It's almost like going back to number 2 then, wasn't it? And what did we do for number 2 in boot 1? It was, yeah, it wasn't the leaves, it wasn't the hearts, but gosh, that's a while back, isn't it? And of course, we're steaming ahead well on to almost number 300 now, but let's focus on this one and let's see where it's gonna take us. So first thing then, I'm gonna create a bit of a border, but I want to shape it a little bit. Now I'm going to use just a regular ruler today because my John's ruler is still in the boot of the car with all my other bits and pieces. So I'm going to create I don't want a really narrow border. I want sort of a little bit wider maybe. And we can always change this a little bit later on. Hello everybody. Hello Sue, Deborah from New York, and Pat and Wendy. It's lovely to have you with me. Everybody else too. It's nice, isn't it? We always go about how wonderful our little community is, so it is. Okay. Oh, Rose, I'm sorry, I thought I was on my page. I do the tiles on my page. I don't usually do them on the Sanntangle. Sometimes if I hit the wrong button. So we've got this sort of a shape. I want to put a little curve in here. So whether you actually want to use something to draw around, you could use you know, a coin if you wanted to. Just want a bit of a curve. And then what did I do with my rubber? Here we go. Just going to rub out the corner there just so we can get an idea of the shape I'm working in. There you go. Something a bit different, isn't it? Okay. So straight in with pen. I think we shouldn't we? Let's just go for it. So I've got my 03. Here we go. Oh, thank you, Chris. That'll be why. Chris has shared it to the group. I'm on a white tile, by the way. I've not done any inking, nothing. It's just pure and white as it comes. So we might want to add ink and things later. I do have my pastel pencils with me, so I might add a touch of colour to a little bit of this. Okay. Oh, I think actually I'm going to just put a little line across, you know, just to help me get going. Not in the middle. There you go. Sort of a line, just so I've got a bit of a guide to work to. Okay, here we go then. So I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, if it let me. There you go. Ooh. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to create 1, 2, 3. So it's sort of like a little funny little Y, okay? And then I'm going to put a little triangle at the top and bring it back down to a point, not like a little arrow. Oh, hi everybody, it's lovely to see all these names coming through. Hope you're all well. Keeping warm. Must admit, it was a cold night last night. I did have to sort out the radiator in the hotel room. It was off and the window was open. I can't do with that. Okay, so we've got that little shape there. Let's go a little bit bigger. Okay. And then let's have a look. I'm going to do a little bit of a... I'm going to follow this line. I'm going to put like a little heart shape in there. There we go. do the same thing along, down into that one. Oh, hello from Florida. I do love Florida. Absolutely. Any time of year, I love Florida. Hello, Lynn. Hi, Janet. Okay, so I'm going to put 2, 3 flicks. You see the bigger one in the middle? There you go. Now, don't worry about measuring or getting it the same every time. We just want a few little flicks in there. Okay, see that? And I'm just going to sort of come out here with a couple of little lines as well, little dots on the end. You could do 2, you could do 3. Because I've got 3 there in the middle, I'm changing it up a bit and putting 2 in. All right. So let's do another one of those. I'm going to come in over here. So sort of put my little 3 spokes in to start with. There you go. And I notice I'm not worried if it goes in between that one or behind or anything like that. I just sort of put the lines in where I sort of felt like they wanted to go. Okay, so we've got those little shapes there. Okay, oh, Carol, I hope we can help make your day a little bit brighter. And I just said Chris has got a bit of a bad hand as well, so yeah, some of us are in the wars today. So, you know, let's take each day as it comes, and you know, just try to look for the positives if we can. I know sometimes that's a little bit tricky, but it's just nice if you can, you know, aim to that, even if it's one little thing, just to sort of smile at, you know. I hope you feel okay soon. If anybody not feeling well or a little bit down today, yeah, that's a positive, isn't it, Heather? We've got a bit of sunshine. We've had lots of rain. All right, I'm going to put another one sort of up here. But you know, we need the rain, because without that we don't get the growth and the flowers and the grass. No, there you go, with a little shape there. And then along. Of course, this weekend we don't have classes, so I think John and I might actually have half a day off. What do you reckon? That's something to look forward to, isn't it? Although, you know, I suppose I'll be drawing. I've got things to be sorting out and lots of ideas. There we go. These are quite nice, aren't they? We've not done these before. Bonnie, it's sunny but cold. You can deal with that though, can't you? You can always wrap up and you can cope with the cold, and the sun always makes it feel a bit better. Well, I think that anyway, so. Now you notice I've not tried to make these even. I'm not really worried about that. It's nice just to have a little shape, it's a bit different. And then of course I'm going to follow it round and put these little, well, they're not so little, are they, I suppose. I do apologise for that. I hope we're back in. It just sort of went a little bit dead for a minute there. That's okay. If we find that does happen, I'll set it off again. So we will get this finished today. So not to worry. Sometimes it happens like that, doesn't it? There we go. So I've got 3 in there. I think it'd be nice now to put some smaller ones in. So I'm going to come sort of up here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put 2 lines, so create like a little V, not too big. And then I'm going to do this little shape that side, a little shape that side. All right, let's make it a little bit bigger. Here we go. And then a little heart shape there too. And of course we could come back in. I might just get 2 little lines, and then there we go. There we go. Little lines and little dots on the end. And of course, let's bring that in. Just going to thicken that up a little bit. I'm not going to make us like a double stem, anything like that. Okay. So I want a couple more of those. I'm going to put one here. So again, let's do that little V, and then little bits in there, and then a little sort of heart shape, some little flicks, and then little sort of dots, and then little dots, and of course I'm going to just do that. Oh, Leslie, I will have another cup of tea, please. Thank you so much. Never turn down a cup of tea. Alright, so let's have a look at that. That's nice. I'm going to do another one. Yeah, I think I need just one sort of peeking out up here. I can do the stem first if you like. A little sort of a V again. I'm going to go outside with that one. Give me a chance to get that shape in there. Yeah? Alright, let's bring another one down here. So, okay, let's just do one there. There you are. Same with that one. And then in there. And then another little stem coming up. It's nice, isn't it? Nice little design all on its own. Okay. I don't want to overdo it and do too many of those, because sometimes you sort of think, well, but I've got 4 of each, haven't I? And we don't want to do that. We talked about this a little bit yesterday on air about how to set something up, and you think, I've got 4 there and 4 there. We want to sort of change it up a bit. So we either put another one of these in or another one of these. So I'm probably going to opt for one of those. And you think, where do I put it? If I put it here, I've got perhaps 3 and then a 1 and 1. That's fine. Put 2 here. But you don't want them being the same either. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring one down here. So let's do that there. There we go. Sometimes it's just about just having a little look at your space just to see what's going on there and if it's sort of feasible to do that. But yeah, I'm happy with that little bit. Okay, so back in with the stem. There you go. And then I'm just going to come back over that. And there we go. All right. Okay, so we've got that nice sort of little shape there. So let's just move in a little bit. And I'm going to come up and out. And then let's just bring in a couple of little lines. There you go. They don't have to be at the same level, but we've got some in there. Okay. And then working at the top there, I'm going to come in and I'm going to put that little shape there at the top. And I'm going to do that on each one of those. Now here I've got a decision to make. Do I want it going out of the border or do I want to keep it inside the border? I think on this occasion I am going to go out, be a bit of a rebel. It is Friday. Let's do one on there as well. Okay. So I can bring a couple more lines on board here as well. You see, sort of looking at where there's a bit of a space because we know what we're going to draw now. So it's quite nice to think about where you might want to put some of these. They're sort of really unusual, aren't they? I think it's a little bit different. Nice little flourish, isn't it? You can. Maybe look at another one there and one there. See how it's starting to grow, and now I've decided to go out the border. It's sort of overtaken, isn't it? There you go. So let's just have a look at that as a piece. There you go. So I'm going to bring another one up here. You see, I don't worry about going over those because, you know, it's all going to work together anyway. Let's put another one in. Maybe one there, look, and one there. And then let's put these little lines back on. It's a really nice little flourish, isn't it? Something we've not done before, so it'll be quite nice to just try it out, see how it works. I'm going to put one in here, look. There you go. Okay. So I don't want to sort of completely cover the whole thing there, so I'm going to just bring another one down here. And not too big, but we just want something that's going to give us a little bit of shape there. And then in we go. And draw in these little shapes. Okay, and then one there, look. Let's do another So again, you can make these as full or as sparse as you like. I'll leave that one at that. So that's sort of quite a nice design to get us going. What I am going to do now, I'm just going to come back in with pencil. And I'm sort of aware that this line that I did draw, although it was only a guide, isn't really horizontal. So what I'm going to do is have another go at it. Here we are. So I started it about there, because I would like it to be a little bit straighter than that. And I'm going to go across the whole thing. And then I'm going to go underneath and draw another one. Not too far away. See, you've got that little shape there. And then turn it this way. And I'm going to, it doesn't matter, we normally start in the middle, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to start this edge. And what I'm going to do is create another little line there. See, double. And then another. And I'm going over everything that I've got there, keeping them vertical if I can. I'm not worried about what I can and can't see. I just want to make sure that I get this sort of straight-ish, and it's going to go off and into the page. Thank you, Leslie.
Hi, guys.
She is. Tea. Okay, so we've got that. So back in with pen now. And again, you could use a straight edge, or what I would do if you're going to do that, any bits that you see that are in the petals, rub it out first, because you don't want to be drawing through your flowers. Right, we don't want that. So I'm going to come in freehand and I'm going to put those lines in. There we go. And then here I'm going to draw it, but when I come to those lines that I drew down that way, I'm going to sort of keep it open, you see? There you go. And again, if you're happy using a straight edge, that's fine, or do this freehand. So you see, it's going to sort of sit behind. There it is. And just sort of almost like, I don't know, it could be a little fence, couldn't it? It could be a little balcony that you've got some flowers on. That kind of thing. There we go. And at this point, I'm going to draw my border in. So I want to get that curve in. And there we go. Just sort of freehanding that. And then along there. Same with this one, being that it's already in this position. And then down there. Along we go. See, I've got a good point, I can stop there. And then I can finish it off if I need to. And then let's go right round and put this one in. So there we go, got like a little bit of a space there. Okay. So let's just remove any lines we don't want to see now. I think there's not many there really. Let's get rid of all of that. And tiny couple of little flourishes I think we need. So I just want to bring it, let's bring, oh, see I missed a line. Let's bring it down here. And I'm going to put a little bobble on the end. I'm going to fill it in. Okay. And then I'm going to put little leaves, but this time they're joining the stem. We don't always do that with the joining, but I'm going to have that going on in there. And let's do another one. Fill that bubble in and join in those stems there. So let's have some of them coming up here. So I'm going to go underneath that. So of course it's all my leaves. Sort of working their way around. Another one in there. So again, look at your tile, and if you think that you've got loads in and you don't want to put any more, that's fine, you don't have to. What I'm going to do, oh, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, bless me. Let's put some, they're working their way around. we could do that and still have those little leaves sort of working their way around there. That's quite nice, isn't it? A bit different. So I'm going to put one actually going along and over there. See, sort of underneath there. Let's have it coming up there. There you go. Alright. And then there we go. So we've got that kind of thing going on. So I think a few sort of sneaking around up here, and because we're filling in the little bobbles on the top, we can sort of fit them in other places, and they're still going to stand out there. We're still going to see them. And then there we go. One in there. And there we go. Alright, so that's, yeah, quite like that. So let's bring a little bit of pencil in. I'm going to start with a regular pencil. Oh, hi Sue. And let's, I'm going to put some on the underneath there. There you go. And then just choose one side. It doesn't matter which. Just choose one of the sides, and then in we go with a little bit of pencil. Okay. And then whilst I'm here, I'm actually going to come and put some pencil on the inside. Again, you could go on the outside, but I'm going to go on the inside of this little shape I've got going on here. There you go. And around. Yeah, see, just little bits, like so. Okay, so I'm just going to bring my tortillon in, sort of getting ready for a bit of a file look. It's not very pointed at the minute, but I'm not worried about that because we don't really need to sort of get into the nitty gritty of this. We're just going to soften that pencil off a little bit. It's almost background. There you go. See, sort of just easing off the little shapes. Okay. Now I think there, if I actually look at that, I've just got to draw that line in there. Oh, hello, Lisa. Oh, I see you. I hope you're feeling a bit better today, or is it a long term? Or I hope you're enjoying what we're doing. I hope we're sort of taking your mind off it for a little bit. Okay, so this I'm just sort of softening it around. And of course, as we know, you can do everything with just the pencil and the tortillon, but I am going to bring a bit of colour in. I think, you know, on a day like today, when some of us are not feeling well, or we're feeling a little bit down, the weather's not so good, not in England anyway, it's nice to bring a bit of colour, isn't it? So here we go. Let's have a look. So I've got a nice lime green. I think that's going to be really nice for the little leaf shapes. Flower wise, I have done quite a lot of red, haven't I? I do a lot of red. So I'll come in with a bit of blue. A bit of blue. Now these are chalky pastels, so just be aware of that. There's a couple of different versions. These ones on my desk at the minute are the Bronzeel ones. I know I've brought to air before now. The Van Gogh ones, they are beautiful. But these are nicely sat on my desk here, so let's go for it. Got my my green. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go a bit bigger so you can see what I'm doing here. And actually I might put a bit of yellow in as well. Just going to add a touch just to the bottom point, so you can see it's really not much at all. Little bits as well to those. I see I'm just touching them. It just brings a little bit of colour to them. You can do this with coloured pencils as well. It's just that you don't try and think that you can blend them with the tortillon. You can't if it's a regular coloured pencil, but for how much we're putting on here, you probably get away with just sort of doing this little amount on there. There you go. And see, just sort of wander it in. Just a little bit. So you see, I'm almost just sort of touching the paper and then moving away. I'm not trying to overdo it there. It's just a little bit of green in the background. Okay. Okay. So, oh, yeah, I said I was going to bring a yellow in. So I'm going to bring a yellow in. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Yellow. And let's have a look at the centre of our flowers. So let's bring that little bit of yellow in there. So it's quite a goldy yellow, so you see what I'm doing? I'm flicking, oh sorry, it'd help if I was in camera. Flicking from the middle out. Middle out. Okay, I'm just gonna blow that away because I'm not gonna blend that at all. I'm gonna leave that as is. And then let's come in with my blue. I'm gonna add some to the top of those flowers. Now I don't want this and this to meet, because if I do, it's going to turn green. We don't want that. So just a little bit on those top edges. Okay. And you could have put pink in the middle. I think that would have been nice too. But I'm going to stick with my colours. I find sometimes, you know, you end up doing lots of all the same colour. So it's nice to break out now and again and just do something a little bit different. See, I'm not putting much on there at all, just little bits. And of course, I'm going to do the same with my little pieces there. So a little bit scruffy at the minute, but not to worry. See, I've missed those leaves, but that's fine. There you go, little bits. And then I did have a purple. Here it is, a purple. And just, if you can, I'm just going to add a little bit to those sort of little, you know, little V shapes we did in the middle there. See, just a touch. You see how it just darkens it up a little bit. So, again, not really wanting to mix it with that yellow or it'll turn brown. There you go. Oh, so that's okay, because I've actually, these ones that I've got in the classroom, so they're the Brunswick design ones. There you go, pastel. But I did bring to air some Van Gogh ones not long ago. They are lovely, but they're actually at home in my craft room. So I do tend to keep certain different pencils in different places just to keep an eye on what I'm doing and where they're going. So okay, are we ready for this next bit? Now I did say I'm not going to touch that yellow at all, and I'm not going to touch the green either. It's so small, so it's not really worth messing around with. But I've actually got, look at my tortilla, it's quite sort of graphite-y, and that's going to muddy my colours. So I've got a nail file as well. Hang on a second. There you go, I've got a nail file. So what I'm going to do is move that out of the way. I'm going to file it off. You see, if I do it slower. You see, it's taking that colour off. You see, I'm sort of, oh, let's go out a bit more. I'm sort of twisting it as I go. And then you can file it off to a point. That's what we want. Now, of course, sometimes the more you do it, you find you'll get a little bit on the ends. This is not too bad at the minute, but sort of it seems as though it needs trimming off. Then do that. Get yourself some scissors and just sort of trim it off, but do it at an angle so it's a nice point still. But there you go. See, it's nice and clean now, so I can go in and do it again. All right, so bring it back in. Quick sip of tea. And here we go. I'm going to zoom back in again. And what I'm going to do, because I don't want that yellow and green to meet, I'm going to very gently push the blue from the top end just slightly into each flower. And you're just going to take your time with this. Now, if you're using regular pencils, of course, you can blend it in beautifully anyway, so that's fine. But this one, I just want to add that touch of colour. You see, and it's really going to make you stop before that yellow, because we don't want it to mix. Okay. There you go. Same with those. There you go. So, turn it round. There you go. And then again. There you go. And just sort of systematically work your way around. And little bits in there. See, it's amazing, isn't it, how it moves. And then this one. I hope that this has brightened our moods a little bit today. You know, adding a little bit of colour. You know, imagining that this is your little window box outside your window. Now we've got those purple sections as well, haven't we? And again, I'm just going to clean the blue off. It doesn't matter so much with purple and blues because they'll work together. But because this blue's really, it's a very sort of like pale blue, isn't it? I don't really want it mixing. So I'm just going to touch the purple. And just ever so gentle. So just so it's almost just pushing it into the paper just a little bit. But again, not really wanting to touch that yellow in there. You see that? Just making that little bit of difference. Rose, that might be it, yeah. When you're using pastels, less is more. So don't hold it here. Hold it more up here and take your time with it. Look at that, how beautiful is that? I think it does need a little, let's have a look. Do we need any more in it? I'm going to just come around the tops of these again, but I'm going to bring in I've got a slightly darker blue on that. 1 second. What's a slightly different blue? Let's have a look. Let's come back in and just add just a little bit on the top there. See? Just gonna just add a little bit of darkness. Remember, not much at all, but I think it'll make a difference. We want to really make that middle stand out, and in order to do that, we've got to go a little bit darker with those there. Okay, and then I'm not going to clean my torching off this time. See, I've hardly got anything on there, so that's fine. And again, just ever so gently, it's almost like I'm touching it, just sort of patting it into the paper. Oh, I didn't do any purple there. That's me putting it away, thinking I'd done it all. Just on those edges. There you go. So look, just sort of almost patting it. So I don't want it to move too far down the paper. You see the difference that makes? Just a little bit more darkness up there. There we go. Yeah, I'm actually literally just patting that. There you go. And it'd be nice in any colour, this, wouldn't it, really? It's a little bit different. Oh, Joe, they do, don't they look lovely? They could be any kind of flower, couldn't they? So there we go. I'm gonna just do that. I was gonna say I'm not gonna do any more, but I missed a bit. So sometimes less is more, isn't it? And you just want to have a little bit of something. And actually that's just really, really pleasing. And I think if we start to do any more on it, it could get a little bit busy. So you could, if you wanted to, let's just have a look at the full tile. You could actually bring a little bit of a motif here, maybe put one of the little flowers and a few flourishes. But I think, do you know what? That's just pretty on its own, isn't it? One last thing to do. I just want to come back in with that pencil and just sort of darken that edge up a little bit. So it looks like we're looking in. And yeah. Again, it shows you don't have to cover the whole tile. I mean, this is, you could just do this on a tiny tile, couldn't you? But it's nice to have that space to do a bit more with. Love that. So I'm not going to blend that out, since I've just gone a bit darker in there. I quite like that as it is. So last thing to do with that really is to put my signature on there. Okay, or do I want to I'm going to just draw that line in again. Oh, see, before, you see, because my pencil's gone over, it's not so straight anymore. There it is, just putting that straight on it. Oh, so there you go. I hope I've cheered you up a little bit, Rose. I hope. A couple of little bits as well. I know somebody asked about the tile swap. You know, we missed the last one because Royal Mail strikes and things like that. But it seems that they've announced more strikes throughout December. So I think reluctantly we've decided that we're not going to do the tile swap for December, because obviously you getting your tiles in and then us getting them out and they're getting mixed up. It could be a little bit tricky. So I think we're gonna go for the next tile swap in January, and that'll be the third Monday of the month as usual. But not to worry about it, because last year we did a tile advent calendar, and it wasn't really a calendar, it wasn't really a Christmas picture, but we did a tiny tile every day for 24 days from the 1st of December all the way through to the 24th of December. And then if you remember, we all got them finished over Christmas and people posted them, and we put a little, we picked a few out and sent a little prize. So I think we're going to do that again if you're all up for that. So we'll still do the tiles as normal, 2 a week, same days as normal, unless we have to change it. But then from the 1st of December, I'll be doing a tiny tile every day. Now it could be any time during the day, so it just depends on us being able to fit it in. So I'm not going to say, oh, it's going to be this time. It's just going to be one a day, regardless of when it is. It'll be on my Sandra Rushton page as normal, and we'll do the same thing. So all tiny tiles, unless you want to do a full regular tile, you can. And we'll spend 5 or 10 minutes doing that one tile, and then the following day we'll carry on, and hopefully by the 24th we'll have a lovely little picture. So that's something to look forward to, isn't it? I know we've not got the swap, but I think that'll be really nice to sort of do that and work together. So okay, with that all done and sorted, that's our weekend done and our tile sorted, and hope you will have a lovely weekend. Stay safe, everybody. Stay warm. Have the odd gin this weekend. I think we'll be fine. And I will see you all back again on Tuesday for tile 295. So take care, everybody. And oh, Rose, good question. You can have any. You can use whatever colour tiles you like. You can mix them up. You can use brights with creams. You could use just black and white. Anything you like. It really doesn't matter. So just have a bit of fun with it. Maybe you want to do 2. Maybe you want to do a monochrome and a bright. I don't know. In your sketch pad, not in your sketch pad. But you've already got an idea of size. So I think you could be thinking about your back page, can't you, as to what you're going to do. And yes, I will try and aim for some rest. A lot of drawing to do. And of course, I've not been home since, well, I left home at 2 o'clock in the morning yesterday. So I've not seen my boys. So I'm looking forward to that. So I'll see you all soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.